Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are ready for a matchup that is history making. Spain versus Great Britain. This is the first time ever that the Spanish have made their way through to a semi-finals on the Sevens circuit, and their starting lineup that are looking to get the job done up against Team GB will it be as follows: Juan Ramos, Paul Pla, also Perez, Joseph Ceres, Nato, Tobias Sainz Topanga, and also Jamie Manteca. Then for GB, Alex Davis, Morgan Williams, Emery, Kalen Barreto, Ethan Waddleton, Ross McCann, and Robbie Ferguson. The two great colonial powers meet in sevens. Says Hanoi. This is going to be a fantastic game. GB coming as favourites. Spain, like I said, though, they have made it further than they ever have. So perhaps that is the momentum and the thing that will help drive them to do better throughout this matchup. Robbie Ferguson kicks this one off high and goes into touch on the full. Not the best start for Great Britain. And that's the thing. They will know that they're heavy favourites, and that comes with its own pressure. And I feel like that is something that, of course, Team GB will want to be able to handle. And Vamos, Espanola, cooking oils, grease them up. Says Blues Nate. And also Vamos Espana, says Mikhail. And Morning Kiwi Lad, says Blues Nate. Welcome in, mate. Head to head, we're seeing Great Britain win 3 times up against the Spanish. Like they've just said, never down and out for the Spanish side. Paul Pla looking for the gap. Isn't quite able to find it. Now passed out wide. The hands of Nieto. 20 metres out from the line here for Spain. Shifting to the right-hand side. Ramos gets it across out wide. Chance for Manteca. Left-hand side for the Spanish once more here. Sainz Trapanga, one of the best runners of the ball for Spain. Put the ball on the inside to Paul Pla. More experienced kids in the Spanish side. And they've got numbers on the outside. Here's Spain. If they can get it through their hands, they might get to the try line. Manteca, 10 metres out. Stolen out the back from Barreto. Going to be penalised for it. The thing is, that was a relatively cynical penalty there from Kalen Barreto. Got pretty lucky not to end up with anything more, but saying that we are so early on in this contest, I will mention the scoreboard is yet to update itself. We have good there, Atamari E. I say good morning, Army bro. Two sides in the relegation zone both have an opportunity here to go on and make a final of the Sevens circuit. So these are crucial points that might actually, whoever wins this game, more than likely will avoid the relegation zone by the end of the Sevens circuit, as long as they can back up their performance with another good one round the corner in Hong Kong. Now it's available again. Juan Ramos going across to Ceres in the midfield. Getting it out wide to Paul Pla. Taken down early. Tom Emery and Robbie Ferguson stopping him. England used to be good at sevens. Says Hanoi. That's the thing. Great Britain, they've had their moments where they've been strong. They've also had their moments where they have struggled. But they can beat any good side on any given day. We've seen that throughout the competitions recently. That's going to be a knock-on from Great Britain. Okay, so it is going to be the scrum feed now for the Spanish. Will not be a yellow card though, as it wasn't deliberate, just in the art of making the tackle. Now, 3.5 minutes remaining. And at this first up, we are still sitting 0-0 between these two sides. And Marina, I hope you are well, says Simran. A ball is fed in. Nicely cleaned up by Kalen Barreto. Actually used his feet to be able to control that ball. Now nice run down the wing for Great Britain. Couldn't quite get around the outside. We've got a scoreboard now slightly updating. Good break of the line for Ross McCann. Moves up to 22. Oh, he's injured here. He does not look too flash, and unfortunately, the penalty is going to go the way of Spain. Just saying, stay still, Ross McCann. I think he might have taken a knock to the head here. Just trying to see what it is exactly in terms of that injury. It is too far away to note. But I think it was something in the upper body. Maybe even the head of Ross McCann did look like he got a little bit winded, perhaps. And on what side can we see this match? Depends on whereabouts you are in the world. Unfortunately, there are some places that it is only paid subscription. Well, the red card followed by the yellow was kind of bad for Fiji, says Mikhail. Yeah, I mean, that yellow card was pretty rough, I thought. But at the end of the day, like, Fiji were up 19 points to 0 and sadly just didn't manage to perform when it mattered most throughout that second half. Let's go Brazil, says Mikhail. And still can't believe Spain beat Fiji, says Annoy there. Yeah, I mean, we saw 3 out of the 4 underdogs in the quarterfinals win. And you could almost say 4 from 4, because even though France came in as slight betting favourites, the fact that USA had home field advantage, you would actually say that France probably considered more of an underdog there. One has not gone out from the Spanish. Not quite the plan that they would have been going for. And this is a conflict for me, as I love being in Spain as much as I do here, says Fleshin. Now Kellen Barreto gets it across to Robbie Ferguson. And Spain could be good at sevens. Heaps of little zippy dudes in their country. Says annoying straight through the gap though for Team GB. It's going to be a foot race trying to slow down the defence. It's going to be an advantage, and Robbie Ferguson scores the try now. There's a double blow of the whistle. This isn't going to be good here. Tipped above the horizontal, a yellow card for Spain at a time that they really could not afford it. And that might change this game completely. Did you get enough sleep, boss? I got like a few hours. Probably still wouldn't be considered as enough sleep, but it's considered as some, which is a good start. But they are just showing the tip tackle here. It's poor from the Spanish defence. Why is he willing to tip him above the horizontal in that case? And it's hurt them quite a bit here. Kick has actually missed though. Only just out from the goal line. And did not get the maximum there though. Ouch. Says Blues Nate. 5-0 in the scoreboard. Sits up this time. Again it is claimed. Just doing some maths here. Spain, they've conceded a lot of points. And in their last 3 games up against Great Britain, they have actually lost every single one of them. Now, there is plenty of time remaining. Scoreboard sitting at 5 points to 0 though in favour of Great Britain. Just seem to have that little bit more hustle at the moment than the Spanish side. The Brazil woman was a top drop kicker. And you obviously are not seeing the Guardia Civil, big buggers, says Fleshin. Great Britain 17, Spain 10. Says Nardro this time. It is knocked on though by Great Britain. That is a massive mistake as well. Just inside of the Spanish 40-metre line. It could have been a great opportunity to get themselves some points on the board. Once again, Great Britain, but that yellow card only has 15 seconds remaining. So Spain soon will be back to the full 7. That is when they have to try and make the most of this opportunity. Ramos goes in. Like I mentioned, Spain have never won a semi-final. They've never been in a semi-final though. So I guess that is the reasoning behind it. Now they are back to the full 7, and don't get me wrong, like Spain are not out of this game by any means of the word. Yes, Great Britain are heavy favourites, but if the Spanish can score themselves a try here, they'll be back in it. Now a line-out throw for the Spanish. It is taken well by Sanstrapaga. They've got the advantage again here. And they'll go back for the original penalty. Not back TNI from Colombia. GB should get this quite easily, I think. Says Neil, that's the thing though. Spain cannot be underestimated. They have been phenomenal over the Seventh Circuit. Some of the sides they've beaten, most recently beating Fiji, kick did not go as far as they would have liked there. Score currently sitting 5-0 going into halftime, but still one last play for the Spanish before we reach their halftime point. That one was not straight, which now means Great Britain have one more attacking chance here if they want it. Okay, can't end like this. You have to make a choice, says AJ Jacobs. Pretty much the gist of that is you aren't able to end the half with a bad throw, or else then if your team is winning in a game, you'd end up, of course this wouldn't be recommended, but you could throw it sideways. They'd be like, it's not straight into the game. That's not the case in the Seventh Circuit. You have to play the scrum. So that is what Great Britain will do here. And this might actually make them consider going for a play rather than just kicking this ball into touch. They are 22 metres out from their own line. Kalen Barreto, flat pass off to Robbie Ferguson, who gets through one tackle. Now there is a high tackle advantage for Team GB. Shut down by 3 defenders. They'll go back for the original high tackle. Poor kick. And I believe, says Mikhail. And did Ireland won? They did not know. They did lose 26 points to 24 in the end, so narrowly missing out. Just missing the last kick of the game. Looks like GB actually want to continue playing. At this stage, they don't want to go off yet. They want to try and go for the scrum and see if they can break through the Spanish defence, as we are already 2 minutes past the halftime siren. And the benefit that they have is the gas tank. This is the first game of the day, so you shouldn't be too heavily fatigued, although playing games across multiple days can be quite draining on the body. Kicked to behind now from Kalen Barreto. Will Homer has to chase this one, only just made his way onto the field. It's picked up by Lopez. I'm not sure why he didn't just put that ball into touch. Saint Trapaga now. Going to be almost shut down by Kalen Barreto. Spain are making hard work of this. They put it into touch now. And it is going to be halftime. How many metres? I mean, GB made about 55 there. But then Spain, only a couple metres out from the line, do get the ball into touch. And a halftime now in this contest that is sitting 5 points to 0. Spain are underdogs. Costa full Brazil woman. She's quick. There's Blues Nate. Should mention the next live stream that we have got, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be kicking off at around 12:15 p.m. New Zealand time. That is the match between USA and Australia. So that will be an intriguing one. Hopefully a fast-paced, entertaining game. Then we've got a bit of a break. Then we're straight in for Fiji versus Argentina in their 5th place playoff game. And then after that, we have, of course, got the final down the road. And the winner of this game will be taking on the French in the Sevens final. I'm intrigued to see who can get the job done. But so far, I mean, GB, they've had most of the possession. They've had probably 90% of the territory. But somehow Spain are only 5 points down. The defence was a little bit slack when it came to that line break of Team GB. But other than that, they've been on relatively decent form. That was a big yawn. Second half just around the corner. Just the one try being scored. That was by Robbie Ferguson. And also the yellow card did come for Perez of the Spanish side. Here we go. Second half. Both sides have made their way back onto the field. They are just showing there Waisali Serevi. Of course, 1,310 sevens points. Also a 2-time Rugby World Cup sevens champion and a Hall of Famer. Now Juan Ramos is going to be going for 3. He's changed his mind. He was going with 2, now he's going with 3. Whatever that means for Spain, I have no idea. Legend, says Mikhail. Going to be kicked off by Juan Ramos to get us back underway nicely. Taken there by the number 9. Actually got slapped in the head as well, unfortunately for him. Robbie Ferguson going back across here think that Will Homer might be a little bit of the X Factor. Grew up admiring him. Says Mikhail, nice run from Will Homer. Waddleton, playing half, gets it to Ferguson with the step and the offload to Waddleton again. Off to the short side, Kalen Barreto moves up to halfway. Russian up was the Spanish, but the missed tackles. It's only good rush defence if you stop them. And unfortunately for Spain, that went wrong, but they haven't conceded as of yet. And Paul Pla almost got the turnover. It's about a 2-on-1 out wide. Robbie Ferguson. In fact, it's going to be Alex Davis out there who scores the try for Great Britain. They will now be up by 2. 56 tries throughout his career. Alex Davis, his first of the match, the second of LA, and the third of 2024. But unfortunately, Spain rushed up and they did a decent job in terms of slowing down the Great Britain attack. But when you miss the tackles with 2 or 3 individuals, it leaves a lot of open space. And Spain found that out the hard way, conceding to Great Britain again. Alex Davis, clapping there. And that kick is going to be unsuccessful. And that is one thing that is keeping the Spanish side in the game. They would only need 2 tries, one of which converted, to be in the lead in this one. And there is still 5 minutes remaining. Once again, Team GB mess up their kickoff. That is actually the second time in this semi-final that has been an occurrence. Spain on the halfway. See, if I'm Spain, I'm going for the scrum here. It looks like they want to go for the quick tap, but the way that Great Britain are set up in their defence, I don't think their gap is going to come too easily. I think they needed a couple phases and also to lure in some of the opposition defenders trying to break through there. Paul Pla wins the penalty for his side. Now this is better. They've got the Great Britain defence a little bit more compact. Ball on the outside. Zane Strapanga was waiting for the ball out on this right wing. Didn't receive it, but now he does play halfback. Charging at the line. You've always got to keep a close eye on him. Cut out pass from the Spanish, but it's gone forward. And come on, Spain, you got this, says the Blues Nate. Once again, just that little error does cost them quite heavily there for the Spanish. Morgan Williams, he did rush up, which meant that there was the gap on the outside. It's now going to be the scrum. Oh, we'll go like this. There we go. Still lagging every time I try and update the scoreboard, ladies and gents, but we will try our best to keep it close to what it is. There is actually still 4 minutes remaining in this contest rather than the 1 minute. Still plenty of time left for the Spanish, but for them to get a try here is crucial. GB with the ball inside of their own 22. Across to the right-hand side to there was the youngster Shilton Kerr. Now going through the gap, Caleb Barreto. They get him down in the end, but Davis, quick ball to Will Homer. Hugging the touchline on this near side is Emery. Oh, his foot was close to the touchline. What is the score? It is currently 10-0 at the moment for Great Britain after 11 minutes. So still 3 minutes remaining. The score is correct at this point. Right, the time is off and more subs are being made by these two sides. I think that was Robbie Ferguson's off the field with some sort of busted nose. Juan Ramos now to take this line out. Spain are $12 underdogs, which means that their chances of winning are extremely slim, but it's still possible. Juan Ramos goes across to this left-hand side. Thanks, Mikhail kind of zoned out and wasn't listening, says Simran. And now nice work down the wing for Spain. They just need someone like a Paul Pla or a Juan Ramos to really step up here. Sainz Tropanga, I don't think he's had the ball enough. Romero, he goes through, and it's a foot race. He gets the offload away. Spain score it between the posts, and they are back in the game now with a chance to make history. I mentioned they were $12 underdogs. They certainly aren't now. They are back in the game. They have never made a semi-final. So imagine if the first time they even make it to a semi is the time they get the victory. Scoreboard not updating, but it is 10 points to 7 at the moment. Hopefully it does extremely soon. We go there, yes sir. Says Blues Nate there as well. Great bit of work. I don't know if we completely disappeared there. Playoff. Come on, Spain. Says Hanoi, so 10 points to 7 with only 2 minutes remaining. But that is more than enough time in a game of sevens to be able to score yourself a try. Will Homer back across to the right here. The hands of Morgan Williams. And when is Fiji playing Argentina, says Simran? So that is going to be happening at 12:55 p.m. So in around an hour is when that game is going to be taking place. And prior to that, we have got the game between the USA and Australia, which is going to be taking place in only about 25 minutes' time. Yeah, the referee was slightly in the way. So it does actually lead to a scrum for Great Britain. And that is actually extremely helpful because momentum, you have to say, was in favour of Spain. But now that this game slowed down with a scrum, oh, another scrum reset. Time is off. A little bit of an argument happening between the front rows. Okay, not bad. And also Vamos Espana says flesh in there. And Vamos Espana, Vamos flesh, says Mikhail. 50 seconds remaining on the clock now. And Robbie Ferguson going to feed this ball in. Do you think they will do a leg in Argentina eventually? I'd like to see it. Mainly because, I mean, Argentina have shown now that they are one of the top contenders. And if they win the overall circuit, I feel like there definitely should be the opportunity for them to put one in. It just depends on the format, though, I guess, in terms of whether or not a leg for them is a possibility. Robbie Ferguson, in fact, this time it is Shelton Clear. Penalty won by Spain. 25 metres out from the line and 25 seconds remaining in this game. If they score, they win the semi-final. Ramos takes the quick tap. Going off to the left-hand side here for the Spanish. Can they do it? Oh, Great Britain, though, in the breakdown, they win the penalty. And that will be the end of the game. Spain had their opportunity, but it has been blundered. And Ethan Waddleton, Jamie Barden, those two men managed to get the job done. They are just checking to make sure that time is off. The tap is taken. Ferguson puts it into touch. It is so close yet so far away for the Spanish, but they can be nothing but proud of what they were able to accomplish as an 11th ranked team. They beat Fiji. They almost were able to take down Great Britain, but Great Britain, they hang on. So they will be going on to the final to face the French. And Great Britain, we got to mention it as well. They have done extremely well throughout this competition. They are the 10th ranked side, now taking on the French for the final. So GB versus France for the final. It is indeed. We have got the unlucky boy, says Blues Nate. A nice effort, Spain, says Macau, and Wenham from the side, says Hanoi. They have managed to get the job done. 10 points to 7. The end of this contest. So Ireland will be taking on Spain in the third place playoff game. And France will take on Great Britain in the cup final. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Our next live stream is in 20 minutes time. So be sure to stick around for that one. If you are new, be sure to hit that like button as well. And we will see you all for the next one.